Hey, what's going on, fellow currency lovers? Welcome to another video here on Variety and Errors. I'm going to be pumping out some videos over the next little bit, some remakes of older videos, and not like complete remakes, but update videos more so on most valuable pennies, nickels, quarters, and various types of coinage, as well as some updates on banknote news and history. But without further ado, let's get to another bill search video here on the channel. Let's jump through some banknotes I had from my wallet, see if we find anything worth more than face value or is at least collectible. Now, starting off with the Series 2013 $5 note, in which I love the design of. Nothing crazy in the serial number popping out at me. Of course, we're looking for fancy serial numbers, things with patterns in the serial numbers, date notes, birthday notes, historical dates, as well as misprints in the serial numbers, shifts in different parts of the print on the bill, so on and so forth. Nothing really jumping out on the front of the note. Really good depiction of the Lincoln Memorial. Really cool place to see. Go check that out now that things are kind of opening up, sort of. Series 2013 $1 note. A little bit of shift down in the seal here, but nothing crazy. Chicago, Illinois bank stamp for the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago. Little bit of bleeding going on of the green ink into other portions of the note, kind of up here. But that's pretty common. I mean, you know, our currency here in the U.S. goes through a multi-phase printing process, so sometimes as the bill is being produced, little bleeds in the ink are going to happen. Now, one that we see a lot, especially in 2013 and 2017 notes, is this over ink on the third digit from the left. Really, really common, but sometimes it's more prevalent than other times, and so I'll keep them. In this case, it's pretty standard. But you can really notice that over ink there on the 7. Other than that, no pattern in the serial number or anything like that. And no major errors in the print. Really nice, crisp $1 note, other than a little bit of folding going on. Nothing there. We'll kind of shoot through them quicker. That way I don't bore you with kind of repeating the same information on notes if you watch a lot of my videos. Really nice $20 note. Little bit of an uptick in the serial number here in the middle on the 8 and the 2. You can see how they're kind of raised a little bit higher than the other numbers in the serial number. Nothing really crazy going on there. Little bit of wet ink transfer. And or sometimes you'll see these kind of marks right here on the bottom of the note or the top of the note. That's from the little teeth from the money counter at the bank. So it'll leave those impressions on there as it grabs the notes and rotates them over the spool. You can see kind of a hard-pressed serial number poking through from the other side, but nothing crazy there. And a nice star note. 2017 $1 note. Little bit of over ink, as you can see, kind of little tickers up on the 7s. Other than that, nice condition overall. 2017 series. Only difference between this and any $1 note in the last 60 some odd years is going to be the signatures. Nothing has changed on them since the 50s when they added "In God We Trust" on the back of the notes. Other than that, it's really easy to use. Older $1 notes as good examples of things to look for. Little print changes, but nothing too crazy graphically has happened with the $1 note in a while. If you're interested in the layout of the notes or the different little numbers here and printings across the note or on the face of the note, then definitely check out my video that talks all about $1 banknotes. We're going to set that one aside. Really cool replacement note or star note there. I'll put that into a star note lookup and see what's up with that note, the volume of the print, and how rare it is. 2013 series $1 note, a little more beat up than the other ones that we've seen. Nothing crazy happening in the serial number, but overall not too bad a condition, so that's cool. Anything on the back? A little bit of just kind of schmudgel, debris, whatever, damage. And nothing crazy. I like to check out around the pyramid sometimes these letters that says Novus Ordo Seclorum or Annuit Septis. Sometimes you'll see blurring with the green or darker toned ink in between the lettering there, but it is uncommon. We did have a few videos back where we had some ink smearing across the seal here depicted on the back of the $1 note. This one is printed appropriately, but something to keep an eye out for. So check out my other video on the ink smeared Great Seal, and you will see what I'm talking about. 2009 series $1 note. A little bit of over ink on the 4 here on the right serial number. Otherwise, looks pretty straightforward. A little damage here from being folded a bunch of times and just kind of handled. Got ourselves a little bit of a teller stamp or bank stamp. You can see the remains of it. Most likely the strap sat across the note right here. They stamped it and just missed a little bit. I love stamp notes, but this one doesn't have enough of the stamp for me to hold on to. But definitely comment below and share with me to info@varietyerrors.com. I don't even know what I'm talking about today. Or mr.kmfrank@gmail.com. And send me pictures of your stamp notes. Now here's an interesting one. It looks almost like it could be an ink smear at first notice, but if you note the kind of purplish ink to this, bluish and purplish tone, it's most likely from like a ballpoint pen or even a finer tip Sharpie, so it could just be marked or just damage in general, so that is not something to call an error. Really beat up note, it's hard to tell if any of this stuff is from production or an error, or if it's just damage, so we'll kind of scoot along. Last few notes, looks like we have a mix here of a 1, a 10, and a 20. Let's fix the fold in this bad boy. 2009 series $1 note, pretty damaged and folded up. Would have been nice to have an error note in this bill search run, but so far not so much luck. And nothing on the back. Newer series, and by newer, post early 2000s, 2017 series $10 note. Nothing jumping out in the serial number. Nothing crazy on the back. Little bit of kind of some ink smearing on these 10s, but not enough for me to call home about. Little excess inking here bleeding through next to the tree, next to the U.S. Treasury depiction on the back of the note. Another cool place to visit. And lastly, a $20 note. Let's look at the serial number. 2, 3... Man, we're missing a 4 in there. If we would have had a 4 instead of a duplicate 0 anywhere in here, it would have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would have had ourselves a broken ladder. Those are definitely collectible, something to keep an eye out for, which is just numbers either actually in a row or just kind of mixed up to make a ladder note, or broken ladder note in this case. Series 2017A. So a very large print run in 2017 for $20 notes. Really good condition otherwise. Nothing crazy hopping out on the back. These little extra notes of ink here and there, typically wet ink transfers from a note that sat below this one closely after production. So not an error. Little dots of ink here and there. Let's zoom in a little better. Nothing really too crazy. So what did we hold on to from this bill search? It is a star note or replacement note. Let me try to straighten it out slightly. Overall in good condition, minus a little bend. I can probably flatten it out under a book or so. But nothing too crazy. I love me some star notes. I like to hold on to them. And then eventually I go through and put a bunch of them back in circulation if they don't have fancy serial numbers or other misprints or errors with them. But let me know what you've come across in your bill and coin searches lately in the comments below. I will see you there, and I will see you in the next video.